Good morning, everyone. Let's continue Bible class. We are in, what book is it?
Genesis
Genesis, and we're in chapter 20.
20.
We're in chapter 20. I think we're going to do a little bit of 21 as well. 20 is short, and there's like a piece of 21 that might fit well. So let's get going. Now, the last story that we talked about, what happened in our last story? Was it a nice, easy story where nothing really exciting happened?
No.
I think it's pretty exciting. It was Sodom and Gomorrah getting burned up. And so it was pretty intense.
Oh, come on.
And so then we have this thinking of, like, I wonder how Abraham feels now. It might be kind of intense for him because he just saw all these events happening. Okay, so we're going to pick up here in Genesis chapter 20. Oh wait, where's my little here we go, my card that I used. Here we go. This is an old library card years ago, and I'm still using it. It's kind of funny. Okay. And Abraham journeyed from thence and toward the land of the south and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur. And he sojourned in Gerar. I didn't take the time to look up exactly on the map where this is, but if it's in the south, I guess we could do a really quick map. I'm not going to do a good one. I'm just a really fast one. And there's an island up here, and then here would be the Nile and the Red Sea, and then the Dead Sea, like this. So he's probably down here. Okay. If all right, let them in. If Jerusalem is right here and Nazareth, where Jesus was born, is up here, he's down here in this region. So I can't remember the exact spot. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, "She is my sister." Wait, did we read this story?
It's happened before.
Yeah.
That's what
It'll
it is.
happen again. Like father, like son.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, "She is my sister." If there's any question about whether or not this is a lie, the Bible tells us about Sarah, his wife, he calls her a sister. Is she his wife? Yes. So there's something wrong there, right? All right, let me let them in as well. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. What? Did he kidnap her?
Man.
He probably just invited her and brought her to his court, maybe to get married or something. Remember how Esther would be in the king's court, but the king wouldn't see her all the time? Maybe there was something similar to that. So the king there, Abimelech,
Yeah.
gets her. But wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, hold on. We're in chapter 20. In chapter 19, we learn the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And in the chapter before that, we learned about Abraham is talking with God about, well, what if there's 50 all the way down to what if there's 10 people? Would you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there's only 10 people? So God is doing that. But what did God do with Abraham at the beginning of that story? So here we have Abraham and he's feeding God and the two men that were with him. What did God tell Abraham in that story?
That
He said, in 1 year, what's going to happen?
Sarah was gonna have a child.
Sarah's going to have a baby in a year. This is great news. Wait a minute. If we know that Sarah's going to have a baby with Abraham in a year, let's read this again. Abraham journeyed from thence toward the land of the south, and he dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and he sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. Wait, Sarah's supposed to have a baby for Abraham, but where is she now? She's gone. She's not with Abraham. She's with some other man. Is this a bad situation? All right, let's see what happens. But God came to Abimelech in a dream of the night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, because of the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. Now Abimelech had not come near to her. He hadn't married her, right? And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay even a righteous nation? Said he not himself unto me, She is my sister. And she, even she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and in the innocency of my hands have I done this. Okay, tell me what's going on with Abimelech here. Tell me what's going on with Abimelech. God's telling... Go ahead.
God's telling him that Sarah was Abraham's wife, and now he's saying, well, I didn't do it on purpose. He told me he was his sister.
Right. So let's draw King Abimelech talking to God. So, I mean, the God part, I just always draw like God is in heaven up in the clouds. Okay. He's got his hand out and he's talking. I just kind of draw God as just a figure. I don't know what God looks like, so I just kind of color him in. And he's talking down to Abimelech, and I'll give him a crown.
And a big A on her shirt.
Yep, because that's King Abimelech. And I'm going to put him on his knees, because it's like he's praying. There he is, praying up to God. What kind of feeling does Abimelech feel, do you think? What are his eyebrows? Is he angry? Is he sad? Is he normal happy?
Scared?
He's worried and confused.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing. Here's a question. Did Abimelech do anything wrong?
I don't think that if you do it on accident or someone says it's all right that you trust, they say that's all right and you have no idea about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like at a house, and let's just say you're not allowed to have shoes on, and the kid's like, oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's a really tricky thing. So, I think you're right about that. Let's do it with Abimelech wore shoes into the house. Abimelech wore shoes into the house. Did Abimelech try to sin about shoes in the house? No, he wasn't trying to sin. But did he actually break the rule?
Yes, but
He did.
He didn't know.
He didn't know. So here is this interesting thing. Is Abimelech a lawbreaker? Yeah.
Yes.
He broke the law.
Yeah.
And is God ready to judge him about it? Yeah. But what does Abimelech do? He prays, God, I didn't know. I didn't mean to. Like you guys were saying, it was an accident. He doesn't use the word accident, but we can see that, right? So here's the big question. How is God going to treat Abimelech? Because Abimelech is a lawbreaker. He took somebody's wife. So that's bad. But he didn't mean to do a bad thing. So let's see, how does God treat Abimelech?
God's very merciful.
He is very merciful, right? So the first thing God says is, you are a dead man. Okay, we're scared. Let's see how it goes. God said unto him, all right, let me fix it. Hold on. Yea, I know that in this integrity of your heart thou hast done this, and I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore I suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man's wife, For he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Let's look at the different parts of God's answer. First, I know in the integrity of your heart you did this. Does God know Abimelech's heart?
Yes.
Yes.
You were acting with integrity. You were trying to be good. And then God says, I'll put a number 1. That's the first thing. 1. I also withheld thee from sinning against me. What did God also do? He helped keep Abimelech from sinning. Had Abimelech married her yet?
No.
He hadn't married her yet. So there was something that God was doing. Maybe, oh, we'll have the wedding on a sunny day, and God sent lots of rain. Maybe we'll have it, we'll schedule it for later, and like Abimelech scheduled the wedding for later. God was trying to help Abimelech not sin. Wait, even God telling Abimelech, whoa, this is a sin. Is that a helpful thing for Abimelech?
Yes.
Yeah, God's really trying to help him. Oh, I see a hand up at the Broadwell house.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, no worries. No worries. All right, let's go back to the story then. That's why, therefore, I suffered thee not to touch her. I kept you from touching her. I kept you from marrying her. Now he's going to get the instructions. Now, restore the man's wife. What does it mean, restore the man's wife?
It means
Give
give
back.
her back.
Yeah, give her back. Here's an idea. Since Abimelech didn't mean to do the sin, since he didn't mean to break the law, does that mean he can keep it? He can keep the lady because he didn't mean to?
No.
No. He still broke the law, and he's got to fix it. Oh, I see a hand up at the McBroom house.
We heard a story about these two women who were gonna go on a boat trip, and one of them got sick with a type of disease that stopped her from going on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And like a few days later, or something like that, it was the Titanic they were going on, and you know how that ended.
Yeah. And so the idea maybe God had a hand in that, that's an interesting idea. I think God is really active in our lives. We see that he's definitely active here with Abimelech. All right, first, restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. So really, his two instructions are just one instruction. Restore her back. And then if you don't, you're going to die. So here is something that's so important for us to realize. When we get up to heaven, is it okay to say, oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was allowed to punch people in the face. I thought I was allowed to just keep hitting people in the face. Is that going to work? No. No. What if we say, if I don't read the Bible, I won't know what the laws are? Does that work? It's our job to know. And what if we read the Bible and we find out, oh my goodness, I've been doing a sin? What does this story tell us? What does this story tell us about God when we find out we've done a sin?
Offers forgiveness.
Yeah, God's really forgiving. God's forgiving. Okay, I see a hand up at Scratch Coder 2.0. you have a question?
So, everyone,
Oh, you'll need lean in a little bit closer. It's hard to hear you, Gianna.
I sent a message. I sent a message to everyone that says, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, it's an amazing idea going on here, learning about God this way.
Sarah's gonna have a baby, which his eyes open in 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I see a hand up at the Dobbs house. Any thoughts there?
I was just thinking, if you took this the opposite way, where if you thought that something was wrong, but you went and did it, and someone had said that it was okay to do that, but you didn't hear that, so you thought you were doing wrong, but in fact, it was okay to do that, that would still be a sin because you'd be thinking you were doing wrong, but you would still be doing it anyways.
Yeah, the New Testament talks about how we need to work with our conscience. Yeah, that's a neat idea there. Okay. So we find out everything that God is saying to Abimelech. This is really interesting. Is Abimelech a child of Abraham? No, he's a foreigner. But when God talks to Abimelech, does Abimelech listen to God? Absolutely. So this is a foreigner who's listening to God. This is an important story. And Abimelech rose early in the morning, called all his servants, and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. So not just Abimelech, but the whole country. And Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, "What hast thou done unto us? Wherein have I sinned against thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not be done." Is this true? It is.
Yes.
It is. Abimelech saying, "What did I do to you? You did things you shouldn't do." What did Abraham do that he shouldn't have done?
He lied.
Hey guys, lies are always wrong. I think you know that. I think the Bible makes that pretty clear. But sometimes I've been bumping into some adults who think, well, sometimes it's okay to lie. No, it's never okay. And we're going to read the way Abraham was thinking, and it was wrong. All right, so we're going to start drawing Abraham and Abimelech now. Okay, so we've got Abimelech. Okay. I'll give him his, I don't have yellow, but I have orange for this hat or crown. When Abimelech is talking to Abraham, what do you think Abimelech's attitude is? What's his mood? Is he like this?
Frustrated?
I think frustrated is the right word.
Angry.
Yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, he's a little bit upset. What are you doing? Basically, Abimelech was sinning because of Abraham's sin. So now we got Abraham. And they're wearing the same shirt, I realize. They've got day shirts. What do you think Abraham's mood and feeling is? Do you think it's this?
He's like,
Nervous?
Nervous, yeah. Elsie, I see your hand up. Did you want to say something? Anybody else have some moods?
He's probably ashamed.
Ashamed, yeah.
probably like, why did you do this?
No, we're talking
Yeah. Yeah, Elsie?
Probably.
I think his mood is like telling him to not feel that way.
Yeah. Telling him, don't be upset, don't be upset. Yeah. I'm going to put this kind of worrying. I'm going to draw a tiny, tiny little mouth, like that. Maybe even some wrinkles.
Mr. Dan,
Yeah.
he did also go defensive.
He went what?
Abraham also got defensive.
That's true. Let's read what Abraham says. Okay, let's read what Abraham says. So there's going to be some different faces we could draw on Abraham. Why did you, thou hast done deeds that ought not be done? And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? Why did you do this? And Abraham said, because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me or kill me for my wife's sake. And moreover, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house that I said unto her, this is the kindness which you shall show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. Okay. So the answer here is Abraham's dad had 2 wives. How many times in the Bible do we get trouble when the women are married, when the guy is married to more than one wife?
A lot.
He his wife had died, and then he married another one or something.
It could have been that. That's a good idea. It could have been, but I don't know. So here's the marriage line. Oh, here we go. They are married together, and then Abraham is their son. But they are also married together, and Sarah is their daughter. And then Abraham and Sarah, they get a marriage line, and they're going to have kids. So, is Sarah his sister? Yes.
His half-sister.
Yep, they are brother and sister. Is Sarah his wife?
No.
Yes. It's both sister and wife. Now, there were some different rules and some different kinds of marriages going on back then. Here's a curious part of Abraham's lie. Let's look at this. Is it true that they're brother and sister?
Yes.
Yeah. But is that the most important fact, that they're brother and sister? No. It's more important, they are married, so don't you dare marry her. So he said something true, but used the true thing to deceive, to fool, to trick. He used true words really to lie. Did you know that people can do that? People can use true words to lie. That's kind of icky. That's icky. So I'm going to put his hands up like this. No. No. I like how you said he was being defensive. No, it's actually true. It's actually true. Oh, no. This is an icky story. And how has Abraham done this before? Yes. Did he get in trouble before? Yes. Sometimes I go, Abraham, you're a dummy. Why did you do the same bad thing 2 times? And then I remember, have I done a bad thing before? Yes. Did I do it just 1 time, or did I do it 2 times or 3 times? I've done that kind of mistake. We need to learn from this story. We need to learn from this story. All right, let's keep reading. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them to Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. So he takes sheep, oxen, manservants, woman servants, and they're all this. Oh, and Sarah's wife. They're all a gift.
I can't see.
They're all a gift that Abimelech gives to Abraham. Does Abimelech give the gift because he wants to give him a happy birthday present?
No.
No. But he's trying to make sure that the sin he did gets covered and they can move forward. And Abimelech said, "Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where that it pleases thee. Live where you want to live." And to Sarah he said, "Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver." I'm going to draw a big bag full of money too. "Behold, it is for thee as a covering of the eyes to all who are with thee, in respect of all that thou art righted." He's giving a big gift to prove that he did nothing wrong and to show that he's being a good man. Is Abimelech being a good man? Abimelech sinned on accident and he's trying to be a good man. It's really a neat story. Oh, I see a hand up at the Dobbs house.
I'm just thinking that Abimelech is using a little bit of sarcasm when he's talking to Sarah. He says, "Behold, I have given your brother silver."
Your brother.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me make a mark on that. I hadn't noticed that, and that's a good one. All right. Brother. There we go. That's a good, important point. That's a big deal. All right, let's keep reading. "And Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife." What? Okay, it's good to pray. Abraham prayed, but what happened? What did he pray about? What was the problem going on?
Nobody was having kids.
What? In the whole area? Okay, let's draw. I guess like we'll draw Sarah. All right. And then there's all the other ladies in the town. I gotta draw them really fast. They got hair. And they're all pregnant. They've got their hands on their bellies. And what's the problem? Can they have their kids? No. This is part of the punishment. This is part of the punishment. Okay, let's think about this. I'll use the red. Since Abimelech sinned, I'll put an X for a sin, okay? He sinned, right? We know that he sinned because he took Abraham's wife. Now, we already know he didn't mean to, right? But since he sinned, who got hurt because of Abimelech's sin? All these ladies? But when he took Sarah, did Sarah know that she was Abraham's wife?
Yeah.
So did Sarah tell him the truth? No. So that means Sarah sinned because she lied. So since Sarah sinned, he sinned, and all these ladies were getting hurt from it. But wait, who gave her the idea to tell the lie?
Abraham.
So Abraham sinned. Which caused her to sin, which caused him to sin, which caused them to be hurt. Now, is Abraham guilty for his lie? Yes. Is Sarah guilty for her lie? Yes. Is Abimelech guilty for his taking the wife? Yes, he is. But who seems to have started the mess?
Abraham.
Did you know that if you do your sin, you might lead other people to do a sin, and even other people to do a sin, and then other people to get hurt? This makes me not want to sin ever. Oh, Elsie, I think I see your hand up. Did you have a comment? No? Okay. I'll get you later then. All right.
Draw 2 X's on Abraham.
2 X's? That's a good idea because he got it started, didn't he? I'll do that. And he did it before. How do you think Abraham felt? He's got to pray now for Abimelech. He's got to pray for the man that he accidentally made to sin. He's got to pray for these ladies that are hurting because of his own sin. He's got to pray because his wife sinned when he told her to sin. And he's got... Isn't this kind of an uncomfortable story? Hey guys, don't lie. Don't lie. I need to not lie. I need to not tell, oh, but this part's true, even though the other part's going to be a bit of a lie. Don't lie. We need to tell the truth, and we need to not sin ever. Here's the scary thing. What's Sarah about to do in the next chapter? Do you know? The Lord visited Sarah, and she, as he said, and the Lord said unto Sarah as he had spoken, and Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age. She's about to have the promised baby, but she was over here. Their lies were getting in the way of God's promise. I don't want to get in the way of God's work. I don't want my sin to ruin the good things that God is doing. So we need to be good. I don't want you to sin either, and I want you to do good. All right. Well, I guess with that, I'll say goodbye, and I'll talk with you later, and have a good week. See you guys.